thing is April still winning the stock market game.
Yeah.
Yes, but she told me that her boyfriend talked about,
Oh,
and that's cheating.
That's not cheating.
and Tyler, you're in fifth.
I know.
That's pretty good.
I was on third yesterday.
But Tyler cannot win, so that doesn't count.
Well, if I win, I still get the clout.
But not the money. I don't know, I was so salty. But, you know, I'm 18.
All right, Niko, are you all good to go? You got all your stuff set up?
We're all good.
Let's look real quick.
I think you should close the door and make people feel bad if they come.
No, we're supposed to be more.
That's what that's okay.
All right. So we're gonna get started. Can the people on Zoom hear me and see what's on the screen?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
cool. All right. So hello everyone. Welcome back. I know we were here last week, but we're here again. This is our fourth general meeting of the semester. Our fourth and final general meeting of the semester. So we're just gonna jump right in. Maybe. There we go. So today we have some announcements and some housekeeping to take care of. We're gonna talk about the stock market game as always. Then Niko is gonna be giving us a presentation that he put together, and then we'll have some trivia at the end. So announcements and housekeeping. So like I just said, this is the final general meeting for the fall 2021 semester. I know tears, but we'll be back in the spring, so don't worry. Last meeting I talked a little about the research presentation night that we want to do with the Econ 322 class. I'm still trying to figure out if that's going to be on a Monday or a Thursday. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. The stock market game. We're getting close to the end of the stock market game. That'll end on the 7th. So you still have time to win, make those big money moves. But yep, that'll end on the 7th at the end of the trading day. And even if you don't win, we'll be back in the spring. So you get a second try. So yes. Now on the 10th, we want to do a movie night. We have a poll that we're going to do in just a moment. But this is just a public sentiment poll. For movie night, would you guys prefer lunch? So this is on a Friday. This is Friday the 10th. Would you guys prefer lunchtime or dinner time? What are we thinking?
Lunch. 4 p.m. One?
Okay, 4 p.m. is like neither. 4 p.m. is that awkward middle time. Niko says lunch.
4 p.m. could work.
Okay.
Anything works.
I'm on Niko's team.
So team 4 p.m.
Not much.
Oh, team lunch. Anyone else? Any other opinions? Is everyone coming to movie night?
What movie?
Well, that's what we're about to figure out.
Maybe it's a good time to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So at our movie night, we're gonna have food. We're gonna have a movie, of course, and then we'll also be giving out the prizes for the stock market game. There will be 6 prizes. The denominations for prizes will be $50 for first place, 40 for second, 30 for third, and then $10 for fifth or fourth, fifth, and sixth. So yeah, if you win it all, you could win a lot of money. All right, so for the people here, if you would scan this QR code real quick, I'm just going to show you the Google form for the movie night voting. I can post this in the chat for the people who are on Zoom. Let me go find the chat. But that will take you to a page that looks like this. So these are the movies that we're going to be voting on for the movie night. The bottom one is The Big Short. So we're going to do ranked choice voting. Is anyone familiar with ranked choice voting? No. Okay. So instead of just voting for the one that you want, you're going to vote for the one you want the most in the first question, the one you want the second most in the second question, and the one you want third most in the third question. And then it's weighted. So your first vote gets the highest weight, and your last vote gets the lowest weight. And that way we don't have to, like, if there's a tie, we shouldn't have a tie. Hopefully.
Some things should be kept simple.
What's the QR code?
This is super simple. Your first, second, and third choice. The QR code. I can move
Tyler,
back to
do you know how to calculate the winner with the rank choice?
it. Yes, I know how to calculate the winner, Dr. Mizra.
That's a part of public policy. You know, we didn't talk about the voting, but we use rank choice in the Senate, faculty Senate.
Yeah. The whole idea of ranked choice voting is so that if you lose, your vote still gets counted. You still have some say in the system. What's that? Oh yeah, back to the QR code. I'm sorry. Can you guys get that? Is it too far away? Should I blow
Beautiful
it up?
Mind is about an economist, John Nash,
Yes.
who actually came up with that Kuna model in oligopoly theory.
Yeah, and he also did some stuff with game theory too.
Yeah, that's what oligopoly market is. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you make it bigger? Tyler?
What?
Make it bigger.
Yeah, I can make it bigger. Here. Let's blow this up.
I had an opportunity to meet with him at a Southern Economic Association
Wow.
immediately after he won the Nobel Prize.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
I didn't know.
Is that better in your?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys can get those votes in, the poll's we're gonna keep the poll open for a couple of days because not everyone's here, obviously, and so it'll be open for a couple of days. But yeah, I just wanted to do that for the people who are already here. Okay, and then for the time for movie night, this is actually going to be movie midday, which doesn't have the same ring to it. We're going to stick with lunch unless anyone has strong opinions otherwise.
Have we decided where we're going from?
No, one thing at a time. We'll figure it out. Okay. Then, also last meeting, I talked a little bit, I wanted to have a spring planning meeting. So where we get together and we figure out what we're doing in the spring, figure out all the dates and all that, with the officers. General members are also invited to that. Think we're gonna do that on December 11th. That's a Saturday. So if you wanna come, that's great. If you don't wanna come, I understand. I'm thinking about getting food. It's still kind of up in the air, but I wanted to give you guys a date in case that's something that you're interested in. So yeah, I'll have more information on that later. Any questions on these? No, cool. Guys are very quiet today. So the next order of business would be, so to get ready for the spring planning meeting, we want to know what times we should hold meetings in the spring. And Yuri was kind enough to put together a poll for us. If you follow this QR code, it will take you to a doodle poll, and it has a list of times that we came up with for potentially having meetings next semester. So we want that in so that we can figure out what days to do things. We did a similar one earlier this semester. Yeah, so we want that before our planning meeting. So this one will also stay open for a couple of days until we get enough people to fill it out. If it seems like there's a lot of people who can't make those times, then we will try to figure something out. So if you guys could all vote on that as well, that would be fantastic. Does anyone still need the QR code? No. All right. Here. Now we'll talk a little bit about the stock market game. I'll just pull this up real quick. So this is what's going on right now. April is hanging on in first. Here's me down here in fifth. I was third for about an hour yesterday, so that was pretty nice.
No way, why is it back? Actually, he hasn't been this high at all.
No, what are you talking about? Elijah was in first.
What about the-
I don't know.
Samuel, I've never seen this guy, but he's been on top on the whole semester. Wendy, okay, Wendy told me that the kids like.
How come it's a reacher?
It's only for, we didn't invite the professors. Yeah.
Actually, I would have been really curious to see how.
Do you mind scrolling down a little bit so that I can see the other participants?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we're all.
Angel is doing good.
I'm sure you like 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. I know. Hey, look at me. I went from 18 to 17. How come from throughout the whole semester I paid only $2,000?
Matt, what's going on, man?
Matt, what did you invest in?
No, he doesn't.
What?
Okay,
I provided an example.
Yeah.
What did you probably do?
here's what he did. Matt
Uh,
took short Bitcoin.
yeah,
Then he decided to buy to cover it.
I'll
And
send it
then
to
the
you.
next day Bitcoin dropped.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. I lost most of my money today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, if you're short it? No, I bought it. I just went down. I sold it. Back up.
Yeah.
Wait, let's go to Luke because what Luke does should give us an.
What if Luke watches the recordings and we're just gonna be,
No, like to the portfolio. Okay, see.
Only
No,
when you
go
bought
down,
fraud,
go down,
you bought fraud.
go down. So, yeah, that was, how come someone can make $82,000 in one night and then lose it all and lose it more?
he actually made it in one word, but
No more
besides
than
the point.
You probably didn't sell it.
No, he didn't,
that. Yes.
because I made 13,000 on the same thing, so.
How
So we
many
still,
players we had last semester?
what was that?
How many players did we have last semester?
Last semester, we had, I think, 19 active players.
Okay. And so this semester we have 26 players, right?
Yes, 26, yep.
So let's do some, I know we don't have enough observation, but let's find out about the students' major with their performance. Let's do something about it.
Oh, that
So
would be
just
something.
to
Yeah.
show that there is no causality between the knowledge of economics or finance with the stock market performance.
This is
I
true.
don't know. I mean, it might be interesting to look at it. Are there anybody who without a business major playing in this?
Oh, yeah, and Yuri.
Wendy Wells.
Wendy
is not a
doesn't.
business major, right?
Herminio is electrical.
Yes,
Aniri's mechanical.
mechanical. Yeah. So
Bastion, I don't think.
Sebastian is also College of Technology, and Niko is our finance guy.
Not really. I'm
Niko,
marketing.
yeah, he's marketing. Jake
Oh,
is.
he's marketing. Okay.
On paper, I am.
Jake is MET.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I mean, like to share that, with the Econ Club members that, I don't think there is any correlationship. And this is the good thing about the stock market, right? A lot of things depend on the way information is very important, but at the same time, it has to do with some luck,
Especially for stuff like this. Yeah, we don't have enough time to like long run investing. You're not going to get in 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So a lot of it is luck.
Yeah.
Look at the number of trades everyone does. The more trades you do, the more you mess up.
You look at it, gosh.
He can hear you,
And look at, if you go to Sam, then he doesn't have. He only has 13 trades.
13.
Yeah, well, he just bought crypto and then waited.
Mhm.
Caleb, 5 trades. Not bad.
Yeah. All
I'm
right.
going to ask April. April, can you talk a little bit about your strategy? No. You can't do that. I know. I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
No, we're curious. We want to hear.
Yeah.
April, you want to share?
It's mostly diversification.
Okay. But are you watching the news, the finance news? Are you looking at the information, especially if you go to Yahoo or Bloomberg or, you get information about the companies. So are you doing that or it's?
Yeah, well, I see a little bit in the
Okay.
news, but it's there.
No. Don't talk about your strategy because that's not, if you have a strategy, then you should not reveal.
I mean, at first I wanted to buy one whole Bitcoin, but then the diversification rule wouldn't let me. So then I just.
Didn't tell you what you sold.
Yeah, you can see your history too.
Next time you can just check for history.
Now, Tyler, why does it allow you to see what others are investing? Why? Because that's like, or is it just you can see it?
Traders.
Others
No,
can
no,
also
we
see it?
can. Anyone can see it.
Oh, why is that? Why is? I don't
Well,
know.
I mean, it's the way the game runs. I guess I could turn it off, but I don't see why I would turn it off. Because even if you copied like her portfolio, you'd have to copy her timing. So there's really no point.
No, but in the real world, we don't know about others' portfolio.
We do.
Well-
Our invest discloses their investments every day.
Like some of the bigger, like if they're a politician or they're a insider.
Yeah, those who submit their report to the SEC, yes. But as individuals, I don't think that I have to share my portfolio.
No, you're right, but also you're not competing with anyone for a gift card at the end of the semester. So So yeah. Anyway, anything else on the stock market game, guys?
Are you thinking of any other improvement or any other additions that you plan to do in spring?
In the spring, we want to get the number of people playing. I'd like to hit around 30 to 35.
Good.
I don't know about improvements yet. I think people like the service. I think it's
Good.
worth the
Very
cost of.
No,
think it's
I
worth
didn't mean like improvement in the sense of changing, but more like, are there any other interesting stuff that, so you will continue with this platform, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
All right. So now I'm going to turn it over to Niko. He's going to be giving a presentation. Let me go find it. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Could you everyone give a warm round of welcome to Niko?
Give me one of those clicker things.
You can use my mouse and hold it if you want it.
All right, so my name is Niko Kritikos, and today I'm going to be talking about Niko's stock market checklist. This is something I've created over the past couple of years to help me narrow down stocks and just compare stocks from one to the next. So in this presentation, I'm going to be comparing Amazon and Walgreens, and the way this checklist works is if it hits 12 out of these 16 criteria, it's supposed to be a buy. According to the checklist, it's not always like that, but that's normally how it works. So Amazon is about $3,500 a share in a $1.8 trillion market cap, and Walgreens is about $49 a share at about a $43 billion market cap. Okay, and so the first one on the list is the stock down over 25% if it's a large cap, and 35% if it's a mid cap or small cap. So both of these are considered large cap companies, and Amazon right now is not trading down. It's been trading up. However, Walgreens over the past couple of years has been trading down. So this one, Walgreens, we get a yes. Then the number two is the net income growth over the past couple of years. Amazon has grown their net income and Walgreens hasn't. So Walgreens, good to know. Next up is
This is recorded. Sorry to interrupt. Niko,
Yeah,
could you come in front of the camera?
Sure.
Because
Okay.
it's recorded. We want to see your handsome face. Yeah.
Sure. Is this good?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So number three is the revenue growth. And once again, Amazon has grown their revenue. Walgreens also has over the past couple of years. Next up is the forward PE. This stands for price to earnings. You want a low forward PE because that means what price you're paying for earnings. And I think the best way to compare this is relative to the company's competitors and how the company trades historically. So Amazon's gonna get a no for this because Amazon is trading at a forward PE of 55, which is relatively high compared to most other companies. And so that's gonna get a no. However, Walgreens is gonna get a yes because it's only trading at a forward PE of 10, and that is relatively cheap. Next up is the company innovative? And I would say Amazon is an innovative company and Walgreens is not as much innovative, so they're gonna get a no. Next, yes.
What is your criteria?
That's a good question. That's why it's kind of subjective. It's kind of up to you to decide, is the company doing innovative things? So it's up to you, but generally, wouldn't you agree that Amazon is more innovative than Walgreens?
Yeah, but what's new in pharmacies?
Right, Walgreens is not an innovative company. Right, but Amazon is.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Walgreens has nothing to innovate about.
So
They
what's
have
that?
nothing. It's standard pharmacy and stuff, but Amazon, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of just something to think about. It's just when you're analyzing a stock, you just want to take this into consideration because the more innovative the stock is, generally the higher the valuation would be.
Yeah.
Okay, next up, how is the management team and is it founder led? So you just want to watch some interviews with the management team, get to know the CEO, get to know their track record and have they done a good job with growing companies. So the Amazon CEO is a guy named Andy Jassy now. And so I put a yes for him because he was the one that grew Amazon's marketing and he was director of marketing over the past couple of years, and now he got promoted to CEO. And then for Walgreens, it's Rosalind Brewer. Yes.
If the CEO was still Jeff Bezos, what would you do?
I would put a yes, because he's the founder and because he did a good job growing the company. So, yeah. And then for Walgreens, it's Rosalind Brewer, and she was actually in charge of Starbucks over the past 5 years or so. So she also gets a yes because she has a great track record of working at companies. Okay, next up is the return on invested capital. This is also very, you have to pay attention to how you're comparing this because you got to look at other companies. Like it depends on the industry of how low and high a return on capital will be. So for Amazon, I put a yes because 17% is a pretty good number. And like to put into comparison, the highest in the stock market is normally like Apple will have a 40% return on invested capital. And then something like a Walgreens is going to have a 5.7. So I gave that a no because that's low.
My question to Niko is that why did you choose this comparison between Amazon and Walgreens? Because they are not similar companies.
Yeah, I just wanted to pick two companies that everybody was familiar with, and these are famous. These are famous companies.
Okay.
So
they
I could
have some similarities.
They not much. Not much. I'm not saying that they're similar companies. They're just I wanted to give two different types of companies as an example.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Next up is margin. So this is you got to look at gross margin and at bottom line profit margin. So for Amazon, they do not have great margins. They're also a high volume, low margin business. So 5% is not a good profit margin. Same thing with Walgreens. That's 2% is not a good profit margin. Okay, next up, number 9 is healthy free cash flow and operating cash flow. Amazon's done a great job with growing their cash flow. They have huge amounts of free cash flow every year. Walgreens, on the other hand, has not over the past 5 years. It's been very volatile and it goes down some years. So that's not a good thing there. Next up, is the company in a growing industry? Both of these I put yes because Amazon is involved in so many things that they're growing their Amazon Web Services, they're growing their online shopping business. Walgreens, I did research on the pharmacy business and it's supposed to grow 5% a year or something like that. So both of these are in growing industries. Okay, number 11. On the balance sheet, we want to make sure that the company has more long-term assets than long-term liabilities. And both of these companies have that so that they both get a check. Then we have current assets over current liabilities. Generally, I try to look for, I aim for twice as much assets than liabilities. That's like, if you look at like Facebook or Google, they normally have the best balance sheets and the ratio is normally a 2 to 1. But Amazon will get a yes in this case and Walgreens will get a no. Okay, then same thing with the balance sheet. Is the equity growing over the past couple of years? You just want to make sure that that increases the value of the company. So you want increasing equity. And then I look at are hedge funds, big investors, or insiders buying? And this isn't the best indication because sometimes just because a hedge fund or insider is buying or selling doesn't mean it's a great time to buy or sell. They make mistakes all the time. But both of these companies do have either insiders or hedge funds buying, so they both get a yes. Okay, number 15, do they have a share buyback program or a healthy dividend? So share buyback program just means is the company buying back their own stock? That's normally a good sign. And healthy dividend just means are they paying a consistent dividend with a healthy payout ratio? Payout ratio means what % of their income is going towards dividends. So that's something you gotta look out for. Amazon does not have a good share buyback program or a dividend, so they get a no. Walgreens has a 3.8% dividend and with a 64% payout ratio, so that's good. All right, last up we have, does the company have diverse streams of revenue? Amazon does because they're in a ton of different businesses. AWS, they own Whole Foods, they own Twitch, they own all these different companies, so they have multiple streams of income. And then Walgreens as well because they own over 10,000 locations across the country. They sell a ton of different products. And so both these companies get a yes. So if you total it all up, Amazon will get a 12 out of 16, which does pass the test to be considered a buy. Walgreens got a 9 out of 16. So technically this would not equate to a buy, but both of these are companies I both own. So it doesn't always mean that I follow this, but it's just important things to check for. Okay, last up, this is my YouTube channel, and for all my videos, for all my videos, I check stocks and I use this checklist to go through and compare all these stocks. So if you want to see it in detail, any of these companies, go on there and check. And that is it for today.
Oh, I lost it.
Yes.
All right, so I don't understand how you came up with this list of 16.
Because
criteria.
out of all the research I've done, you read stuff like, okay, this is what to look for. This is, I just gathered all this stuff up over the years and put it all into one thing.
Okay.
So they're all important metrics that you can value a company on.
Can you go to number 8, profit margins? Are we talking about price margins where, for example, Amazon buys something and sells it 5% more than you want?
Not like that. It's like what percent of revenue is profit? So if they make $100, if they do $100 of revenue, only $5 is a profit. And that's normally not good. There's companies that have 30-40% profit margins. So 2 and 5% are not good numbers.
You have a question in the chat.
Niko, there is a question on the chat.
Let's see. When did you start trading? I started trading when I was 17 and now I'm 22. So this is 5 years.
She wants to know if you're a credible source.
Yes.
Yeah, are you successful? Like, have you-
I'm very successful. Yes. I'm being honest. My returns are good. My returns are good.
What car do you have?
What stocks do I have?
Car.
I drive a Toyota because I'm not spending all my money on something fancy yet. I gotta wait.
Do you have a retirement account?
No, I have a Robinhood account and a Fidelity account.
Are you planning on opening one?
A retirement account? Not really. Not really.
Are you aware of the tax advantage?
I know. I don't want to wait till I'm 60 years old to pull the money out. I plan on like retiring in like 2 or 3 years, so I'm not gonna wait 40 years to pull the money out. You know what I mean?
You should have came to the last presentation and you would have learned about the tax advantage.
I know. The other problem with the retirement account is you can only put 6,000 a year in there.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to put a lot more than 6,000 a year.
So you have your retirement account, you max that out, and then you put money in your broker.
That makes sense. But the problem still is you can't take that Roth money out until you're 60 years old. So at that point, that doesn't
You
really,
need money when you're 60.
I know, but I plan to have a lot of money by then. So I don't, by investing in stocks.
Can I get that presentation?
Yes, you can.
Does anyone else have any other questions?
I think I have another one.
I'm
So
Okay.
I'm a marketing major.
That's a good question. I'm a marketing major because I kind of picked it because I thought it wouldn't have a lot of math, but it still has math. So I just wanted a degree in business. So,
So.
You have to go for an econ minor.
well, and see, when I signed up for college, it was, I was just getting into stocks. So I wasn't 100% sure I was going to be into finance and stuff, but it might have been a good idea to pick finance instead, but too late now.
You are much better off with economics than finance. Come
You
on.
think so?
Yeah. Where does finance come from?
I think they're both good. I think finance or economics would be good.
There are no theories in finance, all from economics. Anyway, else comes.
Okay.
So this system would work only for well-established companies.
No, because that's why I threw in, it's not just off of like profitability. So let's say it's an unprofitable company early stages. That's why I threw in things like, is the company innovative? How is their management team? Are they growing revenue? Stuff like that. So even if you put a new company like, I don't know, like Shopify or something on here, then it's still, these are just all things you want to look for.
Now, one might ask that your criteria,
Yeah.
how do we know that your criteria is, does work? Because based on your criteria, you have come up with a score. And that's
Mhm.
how you made the decision that Amazon is a buy and
Right,
Walgreens is not a buy. So the
right.
question is that if somebody has a different criteria than
Mhm.
you have, I mean, you have 16, is that correct?
Yeah, 16.
So are you aware of other types of criteria that you have not
Yeah.
included?
Yeah, I've looked at plenty of them, and a lot of them, that's kind of where I got these criteria from, were other people's criteria lists.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I saw, some of them were missing stuff, so I tried to hit everything I could.
So you think your criteria is much more comprehensive?
Yeah, I think it hits all the points that people, like when you go read analyst reports and stuff and other people in the market, these are all the things they talk about. So they're all important things that you got to check for.
This is just a suggestion then, Niko. Then what you should do is in your future videos that you make,
Uh-huh.
I think you should try to emphasize on this, that why your criteria is better than others, and
Okay.
therefore people should follow your criteria. I think that will be something very interesting, because if there are people who are following your criteria and becoming successful, then that will, I don't know whether you care about that, but that will give you more followers.
No, that's
to
true.
your-
That's true.
Yeah, yeah.
That's true.
You have quite a lot of followers already.
Just trying to help you with your YouTube career.
Yeah, that's what I want to do as a career, is be a YouTuber.
And Econ Club will definitely put your thing in the link. I don't think Tyler or anybody will have a problem with that.
Okay.
Share your stuff.
All right.
Again, type it up.
Advertise.
You should patent this.
Yeah.
You know, 16 criteria, Niko 16 criteria.
But yeah, that's a good point. I should try to get some evidence on how my criteria works better, but I feel like that'd be tough.
All right, well, if no one has any other questions, I can run the page. for you.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
All right. So,
Yeah, you're right. You shouldn't even need to. This is all the information.
so that's the end of the presentation part. We're now going to go to the trivia portion. Niko has also prepared for us some Kahoot questions. I think if you're on Zoom, you can still play. I don't know what the lag is like, so we'll see. I'm gonna stop the recording.